Hi, and welcome to this very messy behind-the-scenes video for Brawl 2026. So the theme for this Brawl was revealed yesterday at 1 AM, because I live in France, and this challenge is made for Americans. So I had to set up an alarm at 1 AM, I woke up and I checked the theme, which by the way is close, you probably know that by now. So I started brainstorming a few ideas without getting really anywhere. I went to bed thinking maybe I would have a great breakthrough, which did not happen. I woke up and ate my cereals, started brainstorming some more, and I somehow landed on the idea of man in space meeting alien in space. And it's like humanity finally getting so close to communicating with other beings in the universe. But then they get too close and it blows up and the aliens are scared and they kill everyone and leave. You probably saw the animation already, if not, it's right there. But what's really interesting about this Brawl is that I have no freaking time. And by that I mean I am working 8 hours a day in a factory, which already eliminates a third of 5 days out of 7, and on top of that I have an appointment with the dentist on Wednesday, which has been scheduled for like a year and I am not moving that. And also because I'm super smart, I spent half of my day yesterday hanging out with friends. And I went to bed super late, and because I'm working super early, I only slept for 40 minutes. So I'm already starting the challenge with sleep deprivation, and it's just gonna get worse and worse with every upcoming day. Yay! So right now I'm gonna take a little nap, then I will probably storyboard the entire thing, build the set and the figures, maybe make an animatic. I'm not sure if I'll do it completely, but if I go to bed tonight without having shot anything, I think that's fine. If I go to bed tomorrow without having shot anything, I'll be in big trouble, but I will let Tomorrow Me talk to you about that. Tomorrow Me, that's your turn.
Thank you, me from the past. We pick things up today in front of my amazing studio. This is the first time I'm doing space, ever. So I'm using this black shirt, which is held together by a piece of cardboard inside it, and then these clothes pins. This is not my design, this was suggested by my parents, who are really smart. Yesterday I managed to get in the first shot, which was disappointing, because as always it doesn't look exactly like what I had imagined. The trickiest thing was the lighting, because when I was storyboarding I was like, there's just gonna be a sun that we're never gonna see, so one light in the same direction in every shot. Turns out, because the first shot is in a ship, if we put the theoretical walls of the ship, we don't see nothing inside it. So I figured there would be a lamp inside the ship, because we're not in Alien. So I used my tiny little square lamp that is currently recharging, and that means I'm gonna have to use it in every other shot of the ship. Which is fine, because there are only a very few, and the rest of it is just gonna be the one big lamp. You right there. Yesterday I also contacted my friends who are supposed to do the dubbing. Both of them are okay. One of them is gonna do it on his phone because he's on holidays, which I wish I was so bad. And the other one is gonna come here probably Thursday, but he also plans on meeting up with a friend, so he invited me, so if I accept I will have even less time than what I originally thought I had to animate. We'll see how it goes today. I'm hoping to do a third of the shots, simply because I spent 2 days on prepping. If I spend 3 days on shooting, that leaves 2 days for editing, and shooting everything in 3 days means shooting a third of everything every day. I'm good at maths. So that's it. That's the plan. And back to the future. I just got back from the dentist and I got a beginning of cavity. That wasn't even the worst part of my day, nor was the factory. By the way, I'm making puff pastry for Trader Joe's. So if you're an American around Thanksgiving buying Trader Joe's puff pastry, the one in the red cardboard, there is a chance that I prepared it. No, the worst part of my day was checking my emails and seeing a job offer and feeling forced to answer to it because I'm actually seeking a better job than the factory. And I just have no time right now because I'm doing the challenge. But if I wait until the end of the challenge, maybe they won't accept applications. And it just got complicated because I wanted to do this quickly. And they were asking for a cover letter as always, and a bunch of other useless information. I've done 24-hour and 48-hour challenges in the past, and they are just one big rush. Like, it's just a dash to the finish line, and having an entire week allows you to live. Like, you gotta eat, you gotta sleep, you gotta do all those things. And while I'm doing all these things, I'm like, shouldn't I be animating? But at the same time, like, 1 week is a lot of time, so you're like, yeah, I can do this the other days and everything. You just gotta balance stuff according to your priorities. But that is not the point. The point is, yesterday I spent an hour and a half animating the second shot, which is too much time. But it's fine. It's fine because it was one of the most complicated shots, because it involved a ship, or what looks like a ship from where it's filmed. And it's got complicated because there was a lot of moving parts, falling parts. I had to restart quite a few times because there was camera movement and character movement underneath a ceiling. It was a mess. But all the other shots were actually super easy, barely an inconvenience, because they were in space. So no set to stop you from using your arms to move the minifigures, and there was also not a lot of movement either from the camera or the characters, considering a lot of the floating stuff is going to be done in post, because it needs to be really subtle, and even though it can be done practically, by just moving really slowly the characters, I have no freaking time! So I managed to get in my 8 shots and maybe a bit more, I'm not sure. I also started the editing, and by that I mean dumping everything into my project and putting the shots together to replace them over the animatic. That means the last 2 days that I keep for editing will be just refining the final details, doing all the sound effects, the color grading if there is any, all of the visual effects, because I plan on adding stars. I started the editing because if I want to get things done in time, I gotta stay up late to do stuff, but because I live with my parents, I need to not make any noise while they're sleeping at around midnight, so I just edit. And speaking about that, I have a grand total of 12 hours of sleep over 3 days, which is 4 hours a day, which is less than recommended, but I guess it's doable for a week for me. We'll see how it goes. What do you think about that tomorrow, me? Well, past me, I think it's not very funny to reuse the same joke you already made 3 days ago. Anyway, shooting is done. I spent the day before yesterday to do all the simple shots, which means not a lot of movement or no movement at all. I also scrapped 2 shots that were close-ups to make things more dynamic, but it turns out we don't need them. It won't be dynamic and it doesn't matter. I am still running on 4 hours of sleep a day, but I am not working tomorrow, which is also the last day, so I'll be able to sleep in late. But at the same time, I need to get up to finish the whole thing. So, not sure if I put an alarm yet or not. And so yesterday I only had 3 shots left, which were the more complicated ones with character movement. They were actually the funniest ones to do. I thought to myself the day before yesterday when I was doing all the simple shots, I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. Like, I'm enjoying the end result because I like the image and I think it's beautiful, but I'm not actually enjoying animating, and I think that's just because I was not animating. And so the 3 shots that I did yesterday were just really cool to animate, and I really thought, yeah, I actually like that. Also, yesterday I hung out with friends in town a bit, and the one who was supposed to do the dubbing came to my house and we did the dubbing. It was actually quite nice to talk to the project about somebody, because since the beginning this is all entirely in my head. Explaining to someone the idea, the theme and all that really just made the project exist a little bit more and allowed me to step back and look at it from further away. So that was cool. And my other friend who's doing the dubbing sent me his voice clips, and he also sent me voice clips of a member of his family doing the lines, because they just wanted to do it for fun, I guess. And I actually like the voice of the member of his family a lot more, so sorry for him, but I'm just gonna use her voice. Now, the main editing, I would say, is done, and I need to do all the VFX, all the masking, all the sound effects. I'm probably not gonna add stars. That's also something I asked to my friend who did the dubbing. I was able to show him a few images, tell him, is that disturbing for you or not if the sky is entirely black? He said no. I'm just not gonna go through the trouble of adding stars in every single shot. And it should be fine. Well. Life, huh? So I was editing yesterday, masking in Photoshop some stuff, and I felt a stomachache coming. So I was like, well, I just endure the pain and keep working. So I did that for some time until it was really too much and I couldn't work anymore. So I didn't eat dinner, I went straight to bed, and then I puked. Once. Then twice, then 3 times, maybe 4 times, maybe 5 times, maybe it happened a 6th time, but it won't happen a 7th time. No. So didn't have a great night, to say the least. Still tired, sure. I usually fall ill maybe once or twice a year max, and obviously it had to happen during Brawl. But you know what? That kind of makes me laugh. You wanna do this, life? Oh yeah, come on, do it, I can take more! Anyway, this whole challenge is about being not in the perfect conditions and still making something and putting it out there. So today is the very last day. I'm gonna finish masking everything, add the sound effects, do all of the credits and everything, and then upload it to YouTube, and we're good to go. And then I get first place, and I'm super famous.
This right there, folks, is the confirmation email that my entry got accepted. I'm so freaking tired. I'm not sure if I've ever been this tired in my entire life. Since this morning, basically, after the bit I recorded, I worked a little bit, then went to sleep because I just couldn't work at all. Slept till midday, and then spent the entire afternoon feeling not really bad, but clearly not good. I just did all the masking, all the sound effects that needed to be added. The interior of the ship ambient sound is actually the sound of my fridge. I think that's really cool. And also, I had been off-putting my own voice acting since the beginning because I was like, I can do it as late as I want. It was kind of a bad idea because I had to do it in this state. Anyway, I'm just gonna go take a shower, go to sleep. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.